I'm Richard Marcus, and I'm the greatest casino cheat of all time. I cheated casinos all around the world for $25 million. I grew up in New York. I was more or less an innocent kid until I got to be about 8 years old. At 8 years old, what kids did probably throughout the United States was collect baseball cards. We would flip the baseball cards to win other people's baseball cards. It was like my introduction into gambling and also cheating, because I found out that some of my neighborhood friends were cheating me. After I lost my entire baseball collection, my next step was to pull scams on them to pay them back. There was a scam that we used to do, me and my friend Paulie at the time. And he would walk into a candy store with a $20 bill and buy something for $1 and get the change. On the $20 bill was written, "Happy birthday, Paul." And then I went in the store afterwards with a $1 bill and bought something for 30 cents, like a pack of gum or something. And then when the guy gave me the change, I would claim, "Hey, I gave you a $20 bill." "No, you didn't." I said, "Sure I did. I just spent it. My grandmother just gave it to me. It said, it's written on the bill, 'Happy birthday, Paul.'" And that worked about 35, 40% of the time. I guess I was making $200 a month by the time I was 11 on scams. By the time I was, 18, I want to take things to the next level, and there really only is, for me, one next level, and that's Sin City, Las Vegas. I sell everything I have and bought a convertible Mustang, and I drive out to Las Vegas. I get a job dealing cards in a casino, and my life became really boring. I rented a flea bag apartment, so a month went by, 3 months went by, and then one night, a guy by the name of Joe Klassen walks into the casino. And he was no doubt one of the greatest cheaters of all time, and he became my mentor. I joined up with his team, and we spent the next 2 decades cheating casinos out of millions all over the world. We spent thousands of hours practicing the moves, checking the angles, making sure the bets were precisely placed. Everything was a perfectly timed operation that had to be executed perfectly by each member. There was a person who set the casino up. There was a mechanic, the person that actually manipulates chips. Then there's a claimer who claims the cheated bet. And then, last but not least, and probably most important, there's our own surveillance and security. Everything had to be precise, and we had to do a lot of training to make sure there were no screw-ups. One of our famous moves, or I should say infamous moves, was to pass post. The term pass post comes from horse racing. It means we would make a bet after the winning number already came in. So how did we pull off this move and not get caught? It's very easy. It's never really about the move itself. It's psychology. So now if somebody pass posts $200 on a bet after the winning number already came in, without the dealer seeing it, they're going to be suspicious. How did we overcome that? We overcame that by the setup. The claimer takes over the table, charming, high roller, and he goes out with all his chips in his hand and he starts betting $200 legitimately straight up on a bunch of numbers in the same area that we are going to pass post that same bet later on. The mechanic is already at the table. So now we're waiting. Now, if the dealer spins the ball and it lands in a number, not one of the 12 numbers that the claimer bet, then the dealer just sweeps the losing chips and we go again. But when that number comes in, immediately the mechanic goes out with one hand, picks up the dolly and the chips underneath it, and puts in $200 chips with $1 chip on top of it. And now the claimer goes, yes. The dealer never saw the bet, never saw the person make the bet, but it doesn't matter. Because he's seen the claimer before. The dealer looks at the claimer, fine, they pay him $200 to get paid $7,000. It's all psychology. That particular move, we've done it, I'd say 300 or 400 times. Do the math, it comes to more than $1 million on that particular move. But that move was nothing compared to the one I'm going to tell you now. What really made me infamous in the casino world, quite infamous, it was a move called the Savannah move. This was the best pure psychological move that not only I, but everybody else in the casino industry has ever seen. Total domination. I walk up to a casino with a $5,000 chip and a $5 chip. I would bet it like this, purposely slanting the top chip off the bottom chip just enough so that the dealer in the position here from that angle, looking at this bet, would know there's two chips there, but in fact would only see the color of the top red chip and therefore assume that the bottom chip was of the same color. Now, the ball is spinning and I'm waiting here. Now, in my hand, I have two red chips. So if it's a losing number, smoothly, I don't have to do it fast, I just go out, pick it up. Okay, what did I put back? I put back two red chips. What did the dealer think was there? Two red chips. But, on the other hand, had that bet won, and I just go, yes, I hit! There it is, 5,000 in the first column, yes, sir! So the dealer would pick it up, and boom, wow, $5,000 chip, that's a $10,000 payout. Never before done in a casino, where the cheat move occurs on the loss, not on the win. The success of this is all in the psychology. It's not in the moves. You don't need any magician. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. All you just need to do is have the balls to go in and switch chips in the half a second time that you have, which is plenty of time. We start going through these casinos from table to table, cheating them for $2,000, $3,000 a time. And as soon as the supervisor gets to the table, the claimer knows that supervisor by name because he's already been there speaking to him. Hey, Billy, yeah, I finally got you guys. I finally hit you up good this time. And Billy goes, yeah, I guess you did. Okay, so the whole thing is that the claimer, by setting them up, by being so charming, by getting the dealer on his, because what's the dealer thinking? The dealer's thinking he just won 7,000. He's been tipping me 25 and 50 and 100 without winning anything. What's he going to tip me now? So it's all taking the table over. The whole staff, take over the whole casino staff by setting them up, and these great setups is what gets these moves paid. And that particular move that I'm talking about got paid 95% of the time. 95% of the time. And if you would ask somebody, a seasoned pit boss or inspector, if you ask them and you explain that move to them, they would tell you, we'd never pay it. Even when you tell them about the setup, they would get out of here. They would go, we'd never pay that. I've had dealers that we've moved on, because when we were in the business of cheating casinos, we operated not only like a military outfit, but like a professional corporation. We kept books. Every move we ever did, we wrote down who the dealer was, what pit inside the casino he was, which casino was it, what was the result, did they pay it real quickly, were they hesitant, did they call somebody else, was there any heat? I mean, we had books, a ledger like this after 25 years. I'm not kidding you, okay? And we knew who the dealers were, right? And why am I saying this is because years later, when I became a casino consultant working for casinos, training roulette dealers and roulette staffs about this move and showing them that move, I had a dealer say to me, that would never work on me. Guess what? I didn't sell him, but it worked on him 3 times. I recognized the guy. I mean, that's how powerful this stuff is. They had no idea what happened. Nobody had any clue. Our moves were so powerful, they worked against all dealers all over the world. But in Monte Carlo, it got downright scary. This was going to be the night to remember for all the wrong reasons. So I walk into the casino. You had to show ID to get in. And I hand my passport to the girl at the reception desk. And I'm watching her eyes as she's typing in the details of my passport, and I see a flood of, "It's him," coming out of her eyes. And she said, "Just a minute, please." So about 3 minutes later, a big gentleman comes up to me and he says, "Monsieur Marcus, do you speak French?" And of course I said, "No." The security guard told me to follow him into the back room. And at that moment, I thought to myself, this is really getting serious. And he takes me to this room, and in the room, there's already another guy laying photos of me across his desk of cheats I had done in Monaco the previous year. And it's like, wow, I guess they got me. He says to me, he's like, struggling with his English, but he got a dictionary, and he said cheat. I said, "What? You think I'm a cheat?" He's trying to say, like, don't play wise guy with us. We know who you are. He goes, "Look at the photos I have here." So now the fun starts, because they were both individually trying to grill me in broken English and trying to get me to say, yeah, I cheated. So now they start to talk strategy right in front of me. What they didn't realize is that I am French and I speak French fluently. So then, they're telling me, "Just tell us what happened."
Monsieur, now is the time to tell us what happened here.
Amongst themselves, they're saying, all we got to do is get them to say one thing, and then we can put the handcuffs on them. And then they're telling me, just tell us what it is. You don't even have to get specific. Just tell us what happened. What did you do?
Tell us what happened.
Nothing at all.
And it went on and on and on. And finally, they see they're not getting anywhere with me. A half hour later, a guy shows up, and but I could see right away that he was not just the police. He was very high in the police, and he was pissed off. And now I'm thinking, whoa, I could really be in some trouble now.